8.7, factoring trinomials using geometric applications. All right, first example. A painting has an area of 2x squared plus 25x plus 50 square inches. If the length of the painting is 2x plus 5 inches, what is the width? So you'll notice that today, for the first time, they actually give you the whole trinomial, and then they give you one of the sides. All right, so they give you kind of part of the factored form, and then they give you the whole distributed form. So let's take a look at what this is really saying. It's talking about area. Okay, well, we know that area is length times width. So it tells us the length of the painting, right? It tells us the length of the painting is 2x plus 5. And then it says, what is the width? So we don't know the width. We know the whole area, though, because it tells us is 2x squared plus 25x plus 50. All right, so we have one of the sides, but not both. So what can we do to find this? I think the best way, hands down, to do this problem is to use the box method. And let me kind of show you what I mean. Let me help you get it set up. So here's my box, and I know one of the sides is 2x and 5, right? This is one of the sides. So what we're going to do now is we're going to remember when we used to do box method, when we do box method, this term right here always ends up in this spot in the box. So we know 2x squared goes here. The middle term's tricky, so let's ignore that. The last term always ends up in this spot. So we're going to put a 50. All right, and I don't know what these are. All right, well, I can figure out what those are based on just those two, that yellow and that blue square, right? Think about it. Think about it. If I know this is 2x, 2x times what is 2x squared? Well, it's just got to be x, right? 2x times x will give me 2x squared. All right, now what about this spot here? 5 times what is 50? All right, well, it's just got to be what? It's got to be 10, right? A positive 10. 10 times 5 will give me 50. So even though I don't know the other boxes in the square, I don't really need them because this was what I was looking for, right? I was looking for the width. I was looking for the other side of this box. So my answer is x and a positive 10, right? That has to be the width. That has to be what goes into the parentheses. Let me show you how I can check this answer real quickly. If you go to y equals in your calculator, notice that I already put in the whole area, 2x squared plus 25x plus 50. And down here I typed in the 2x plus 5 that I was given, and I typed in x plus 10, which is what I think that missing piece was. And if I go to my table, I see that they're all lined up and matching, so I know that that's correct. All right, also when you're given one of the sides and not both, just figure it out using this box method. Okay? If you wanted to check and do this box, you'd get a 20x, and this would get us a 5x. Wouldn't that get us this 25x in the middle? Yeah, it would. We're good. We don't really need that, though, so we can kind of skip that step if we want to. All right, example 2. I'm going to go a little bit faster here. All right, we got a rectangular backyard with an area of 3x squared minus 10x plus 21. All right, so if area is equal to length times width, let's see, they give us one side is 3x minus 7. So it doesn't really matter which one is which. It tells us one side is 3x minus 7. We don't know the other side, but we know the whole area is 3x squared minus 10x plus 21. Right, that was given to us as the whole area. So this question is just phrased a little bit differently. Instead of saying what is the width or what is the length, it says what are the dimensions? Well, dimensions are like a 5 by 7 or like a 10 by 10. So in this case, it's going to be 3 by 7 by, we don't know yet. All right, let's draw our box. Here we go. We know one of the sides is a 3x and a negative 7. And we know a couple of things about the box. We know that this term is going to go right here in this spot, so 3x squared. And we know Oops. And we know that this dang it, having technical difficulties. All right, and we know that this right here, this 21, will go in this spot right here. And so we get to figure out what is our missing side. All right, so we get to figure out what is our missing side. So to do that, we just have to fill in the blank kind of, right? 3x times what is 3x squared? Well, just times, not 3, that'd be a 9. Just times x, right? 3x times x will give me that 3x squared. Negative 7 times what will give me 21. Okay, wait a second here. A negative times a negative will give me a positive. So I know it's got to be a negative number. Negative 3. Yeah, negative 7 times negative 3 is positive 21. Okay, that's my answer. This right here, this top one was my missing side. Right, so my answer here, my missing side, was x minus 3. So the dimensions, let me spell this correctly, are 3x minus 7 by this missing side we just found, which was x minus 3. Right, for dimensions you need a length and a width, you need both. All right, finally, a child's bedroom has an area of 4x squared minus 81 square feet. If the length of the room is 2x plus 9, what is the width? Really quickly, y'all, do we remember that 4x squared minus 81 must have a 0x in the middle? So this is our A and this is our C, right? Let's make sure that we know that. All right, it tells us that the length of the room is 2x plus 9. It says, what is the width? And it gives us the full area has 4x squared minus 81. So here's my box. I know one of the sides is a 2x with a 9. I know a couple of things inside the box. I know that 4x squared goes right here. And I know that negative 81 goes right here. Okay. And I don't have the other two boxes at all. Right, we talked about how it's a 0x, but it doesn't really matter, right? As long as we know that 81 and 4 are the numbers that we need. All right, what are these two sides? Well, we can figure that out pretty quickly. Let's put them right here. Oops, that's too broad. I'm just going to erase these question marks. Okay, what times what is 4x squared? Well, it's got to be 2x, right? 2x times 2x is 4x squared. Let's see here. What times 9 is negative 81. Well, to get a 9 to give me a negative when I multiply means this one has to be a negative. Okay, let's see here. 9 times 9. All right, so this has to be a negative 9 times positive 9 to give me negative 81. So it looks like the missing width that I didn't have was the 2x minus 9. All right, you guys, this is essentially just division, right? These questions are asking us for division, but we kind of get around it doing our fill-in-the-blank multiplication style. All right, so if you know A and C and you have one of the sides, you can figure out that missing side.